Do not buy those perfumes. Spend more than you're holding, and then you have to sweep the restaurant or wash plates. I believe she was scammed. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Glory Okings. Thank you so much for stopping by. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys 6 scams to watch out for if you're planning to move or to come to Turkey or to visit Turkey, as long as you're finding yourself in Istanbul, Turkey. As you know, I live in Turkey. I've lived in Turkey for over 3 years now. I would say I've experienced some of these scams. I just wanted to share this with you guys, so in case you guys are experiencing anything like this, please watch out and do not fall victim of these scams. Okay, so if you'd like to know the scams to watch out for when you visit Turkey, if you're planning to visit Turkey, stay tuned and keep on watching. So the first scam is taxi scam. I would call it taxi scam because number one, taxi drivers, beware. Watch out for taxi drivers because they have different ways of scamming. The first taxi scam is going through a longer route. I wouldn't call it a scam because sometimes that's the routes they know, or that's just where they want to follow. But sometimes some taxi actually drive around, especially when they notice that you are a new person, you're new to the environment, you don't really know your way around. They're going to take advantage of that. Let's say you're going to somewhere that is 5 minutes away. They'll literally drive you around that place and then appear there, and by then the meter in the taxi would be really high, or they will charge you a really high price. So try to watch out for that. Ways to avoid that is always use your Google Maps. If you're coming to Turkey, just download Google Maps. It works very efficiently here, so just use that. Put your location in. When they see that your location is in, they're not going to attempt. Sometimes they attempt. Some taxi drivers that have the mind, they would attempt to follow a different route, but just make sure they follow the same route to where you're going to, or route, however you pronounce it, route. However, the next point on that taxi scam is exchanging your money. Oh guys, this one has happened to my friend. It happened to Eunice. I believe she was scammed. So how does this scam work? So you know how you go to your location. When you get to your location, you pay the taxi driver and he's supposed to give you back your change, right? So the first person this happened to was Eunice. I don't know, she was having conversations with the taxi driver in his taxi, and he was like, okay, if you need me to take you somewhere, you can call me. And then she got his number, or she gave him her number and everything. When she got to the house, she paid him with like 100 TL note, and he gave her the change. And when she got home, like 30 minutes later, he's calling her, telling her like, oh, she gave him a fake note. How did she give him a fake note? The probability of her giving him a fake note is very little, because she either changed it from the Dovies or got it from the ATM. I don't think the ATM would dispose fake notes, and I don't think Dovies will give you fake notes. So how did she give him a fake note? I don't know. I honestly do not know. But I'm not saying all taxi drivers do this, but I'm just saying beware. Sometimes just look at the money very well before you actually pay. And the second issue was, he was going to the mall. I think he paid and left the taxi, and then 2 minutes later the taxi runs up to him. Like, he literally withdrew this money from the ATM. The taxi runs up to him and is telling him it's fake money, trying to fight him. He had to stand his ground, like, how would I give you fake money? And then he was like, okay, he will call the police. My friend said, all right, call the police, like, call the police. And that was when the taxi driver was like, nah, don't worry. People were like, he should just leave, that he's trying to cheat and everything. So you see, this happens. Or the second money scam they would try to scam you is, you would give them money, and then they're trying to give you change. They'll be switching the money around to confuse you, and then they'll be like, oh, you gave me only 20 lira, meanwhile you gave them like 60 lira. But just be very careful, be very vigilant when you're in a taxi. Make sure you have your Google Maps, make sure you know the money you have, the amount of money you're giving to them, know your change, understand the currency. Oh, and always cross-check before paying the taxi. Look at the meter. Always make sure they use the meter, because if they don't use the meter, they're going to cheat you. They're literally going to cheat you, especially if you're in Beyoğlu area, Beşiktaş, and all of that. If you're around that area, they're going to try to cheat you. So try as much as possible to make them use the meters, use your Google Maps, and know the money you're giving to them. The next point is restaurant scam. So I have like subtopics under the restaurant scam. The first subtopic, before you go to a restaurant, always check out the reviews. I do not fail to use my Google Map reviews. I know it's like weird, but I feel that's where you can find some of the honest reviews from people, from different people. There are people that actually rant, proper ranting. They will write paragraphs on what happened to them at the particular restaurant. So just try to check. If you see more negative reviews than positive reviews, it's a choice. You can choose to go and try out and know if you're going to be positive or negative with the reviews, with your review. But I tend to avoid restaurants like that has like so many negative reviews, or the rating star is like really low. Nope, I don't go there. That's not a scam, but I'm just giving you a tip. The restaurant scam I'm talking about now is, I wouldn't call it a scam per se, because some restaurants tend to do it. Some like high-end restaurants, they tend to do it. They would not put the prices of the food on the menu, so you just see the menu and you buy. Sometimes the prices of these things can be worth someone's school fees, but you might not know, it might not be within your budget. If you do not see the prices on the menu, I would suggest you ask them for the price range, because you might be hit with bill that you do not expect. They will just hit you with the bill, and when the bill comes, you will start wondering, what did you eat, what did you not eat that is costing this much? So make sure any restaurant you're going to, the bill or the price of the meal is on the menu. If it's not on the menu, you can ask them to make sure you are holding enough money for what you're going to eat. Okay, do not go there and be stranded and spend more than you're holding, and then you have to sweep the restaurant or wash plates. I'm joking. My next point, this one, it's very special because I have experienced it personally. You know, call this the tour guide scam. You know, when you go to, like when I went to Topkapi Palace, when I was trying to search for it, there were these random people just there asking you, hey, hi, where are you from? If you answer them, they want to continue with the conversation. So basically what happens is, you might be trying to find the location of a place or trying to look for something, and they'll be like, oh hi, how are you? They'll walk up to you. They might be able to speak some sort of English or English to a certain level, and they'll be like, oh, do you need a tour guide? I can take you around, I can show you places and explain the whole situation to you. Have you gone to the Grand Bazaar? Usually I never used to answer them. I would not even answer them. I would just say, thank you, I know my way around, thank you very much. And honestly, sometimes you really do not need a tour guide. If you want a tour guide, you can get a professional tour guide, but don't use those random people standing by the touristic areas, because sometimes they have an ulterior motive. So what they do is, they take you around the place you want to go to, then they offer to take you to Grand Bazaar. Even before they start taking you, they're like, have you visited the Grand Bazaar? It's just down the block, I can take you there and show you around. What they are trying to do is, they're trying to get you to follow them to the Grand Bazaar. They'll probably take you to a shop of their friends or their own shop, and then give you tea, make you feel welcome, give you Turkish coffee, offer, and then tell you to buy something from the store, from the shop. Even if you do not want to buy anything, they will try to force you or like push you to buy something from the store, and then sometimes they can get agitated if you are refusing. I would suggest you stand your ground. Do not fall victim, because why do you want to buy what you don't need just because someone took you around? He offered to help you, okay? He offered. You don't owe him anything. Stand your ground. Make sure you know what you're talking about, because sometimes with some Turkish people that I've encountered, if you do not stand your ground, they tend to want to, you know, try to not fight you, but like show that they are the boss. But when you stand your ground and be like, no, I don't want to, and you like give them the same energy they're giving to you, I'm not saying you should fight. Please do not fight Turkish people on the road. Show them that you have Chris. I'm joking. I'm joking, but sometimes you just need to let them know that they cannot walk all over you, and they cannot just because they think they are yelling, you're just going to stay calm and be scared. Nah, bruh, shout back, shout, scatter everywhere. If you want, no, don't scatter, do not scatter everywhere, okay? Whenever they are offering to take you for tours, do not do that. I would suggest you go to a professional tour guide office and ask for a tour guide or something. And also, usually in these places, in these touristic places, they usually have like the audio guide that you can pay for and then return. This audio guide will tell you everything you need to know about the place you're visiting. When I went to Boardroom, I used the audio guide, and it was quite informative. So it's your choice. You can use the audio guide, or you can read the things. In every place or every space, they always write down what the particular thing you're about to see is about. So you can do without a tour guide, honestly. The fourth scam I'm going to talk about is the nightclub invites. I experienced this in Antalya. So how this works is a random person can walk up to you. It might be a random person, it might be a taxi driver. When I experienced it, it was a taxi driver that did it to me. They can say, hey, where are you from? When you answer and you tell them, they'll be like, oh, do you go to nightclubs? Do you want to go to a nightclub or a bar? I can take you to a really nice, bubbly nightclub. And if you say yes, you fall into the trap, because they will make sure they go with you to the nightclub. When you get to the nightclub, they will get a table for you. You will sit on that table. They will invite girls, especially if you're a guy, if you're a single guy or single guys. They will invite girls from out of nowhere. They will invite them. They will bring them to your table. These girls will order drinks. The person that invited you will order drinks, and when it's time to pay, guess who is going to take the bill? You. Whenever people walk up to you, or taxi drivers offers to take you to nightclubs, please kindly reject. Tell them, no thank you, I would go by myself, because you don't want to be paying drinks for people you don't know. And if you refuse to pay, in some situations, they can call the security, they can call the police, they can call the bouncers. So what you should do is, whatever you drink, you tell them, this is the drink I'm ordering, this is the drink I'm paying for, if you happen to be in that situation. Fifth scam on my list is seller scam. Sometimes you'll be walking in taxi on the street or anywhere. Actually, this scam, what it's about is a random person will just walk up to you and be like, oh hey, do you speak English? They always start with, do you speak English? If they start with, do you speak English, say no. I'm not saying you should lie, but sometimes do not entertain it. They'll be like, do you speak English? Sorry, excuse me, I'm not going to waste your time. Do you speak English? And then it's like, okay, if you speak English, if you say yes, they'll be like, okay. They'll put their hand in their paper bag and bring out perfumes. The perfumes they bring out is like Chanel, Tom Ford. What other ones have I seen? You know, like this high-end brand, not high-end, like a little bit high-end brand perfumes, right? That's the one they give to you. They tell you, oh, they got it really cheap at tax-free, why this that they're going to sell it really cheap for you. A perfume that is worth $120, which is like 900 TL, that they would offer to sell it to you for 100 TL. I actually knew that scam. They scammed a friend of mine. So when they came to me, I was like, all right, let's catch this cruise, you know. So they were telling me, oh, they're going to give me I don't know what perfume it was. So they told me they were going to sell this perfume for me for 500 TL. I'm like, why is it 500 TL when it's already tax-free? They're like, okay, no, they're going to reduce the price. I'm like, nah, I'm not really interested. They kept on pushing and pushing. They were like, okay, they're going to give me 2 perfumes, like is it YSL and another one for 100 TL. I stopped. I looked at this guy. I said, so these 2 perfumes are 100 TL. They said yes, that they got it for from tax-free, that is still sealed, you can see. I just told him, sorry, I'm not interested, thank you very much. I wouldn't even tell you should buy. Do not buy those perfumes, because I don't know what they make it out of. I feel they get the main perfume, they put a bit, and then they add water. That's what I feel, because there is no way in this life, there's no amount of tax-free that wants to happen that can take from a 700 or 800 TL perfume to 100 TL. There's no form of discount. Even Black Friday is not going to give you that type of discount. So please beware of those scams and try to avoid them. My final point, this is the one that I believe is the ultimate scam of all. This scam is what I call the storytelling scam. So this happened to me, and who was I with? Me and Eunice, I believe, in SN Youth. So this guy randomly walked up to us. He was like, "Hi, do you speak English?" I was like, "Yeah." Well, yeah. He was like, "Look, please, I'm really sorry. My mother has been sick and there's no medical care. I came from a poor country. There was this country in Europe. It's a really small country. I can't really remember the name, and I wouldn't want to say the wrong name." But he was like, "Oh, he's from this place, and his mom has been sick and she has not gotten treatment because he doesn't have money." Like, this one actually happened close to the church where I worship at, where I used to go to. And he was like, he tried going to the church there to meet the pastor, but the pastor is not there. That, can we please help him with something? I was just like, is this what it has come to? Mind you, that day we were in a good mood, and then we gave him like some money. The next day we saw this guy there doing the same thing to someone else, and then a week later someone else told me about that same guy, and I'm just like, oh, how are you always looking for the pastor and the pastor is not there? That scam was just so funny to me, because you're giving people the same story, the same cry, or the same format, or whatever it is, and it's just like, do you not think people will know themselves and they will talk about you? I don't know. But anyways, yeah, that's it. Those are some of the scams I've experienced, or that I almost got caught in. So try as much as possible to avoid these scams. Always be prepared to fight, be prepared to avoid scam. Don't say I didn't tell you. I told you, I shared with you scams to avoid, so don't fall a victim of these scams. Okay, so if you guys know any other scam that happens in Turkey, please let me know in the comment section below, and of course we can all talk about it in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. So I've come to the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Okay, bye guys.